Hello and welcome Simon's Trading Channel. Thank you for joining me for another one of my videos. Hope you're all well and happy Monday to you. Yes, I know I look a bit like a wizard in this dressing gown, but it's cold. Anyway, hope you're all well. Let's get on with the price action analysis. Hasn't the last 24 hours been impressive? Not quite sure what the right word is to describe it, but I'm going to use impressive. What's less impressive is this weekly time frame. So you can see here, this is yesterday's last week's closure. That basically happened at midnight. And it's just a bearish candle in the context. Hello, is my chart gone? In the context of some effectively sideways price action within a range. You know, you don't need the brains of an archbishop to figure that one out. So no change, sideways and sideways on the weekly time frame. Momentum still to the upside, and the midpoint of the Bollinger Band, the 20 SMA here, is kind of catching up to price of it. It as of last week's closure, it's now up to like 88,000. Why is that significant? Well, for the trending move to continue, I mean, there's not a trending move here, really, is it? But for the upside move to continue on weekly time frame first, then I want to see Bitcoin remain above the midpoint of Bollinger Band. So much like there was a move up here, sideways consolidation, came close to the midpoint of Bollinger Band, but then made another move up, sideways consolidation, and then it bounced around the midpoint. So I want to see something similar to this happen here. So far, this consolidation has been a week or two longer than this one, which makes me think that if and when volatility does expand on this weekly time frame, it's likely to be a big move, maybe even bigger than what is wrong with this chart, this move here. But we shall see, only time will tell. Okay, so that's the weekly. Let's get down to the daily. And you can see the dailies. I guess the positive thing to say about the last 24 hours, let's say the last 24 hours, the weekend plus today, is that it's kind of set in, or Bitcoin's price action has really confirmed the range, and that has a bottom around about 91.5 and a top. So it's kind of on closures, or we're doing wicks, basically 109.5, right? But on closures more like 106.5. So yeah, there's a nice, what, $13-ish thousand range going on at the moment. I don't know why my computer keeps doing that. Please forgive me. But yeah, quite the interesting price action. Based on what Bitcoin has done from today and just about reclaimed 100K, it's not looking like there's going to be any volatility expansion on a daily to the downside. There are 4.5 hours left to go, however, until this candle closes on the daily time frame. But it looks like it's going to be a continued cooling off of volatility, narrowing of the Bollinger Bands. However, Bitcoin is below the midpoint and will remain below the midpoint as long as it's below 102.5. So I would like to see Bitcoin close dailies back above 102.5. That also coincides with the momentum falling, and to turn it back green, Bitcoin needs to close above 102.5, right? So for the bullishness to return, it needs to get a daily closure above 102.5. For the boring consolidation to continue, well, it's doing that as things stand. What's probably a bit more interesting is a 4 hour time frame when you look at the last 24, 36, 48 hours. You can see where's the Bollinger Band. Wow. Maybe my computer is doing something funky behind the scenes, but it's taken a long time to load up these charts. So you can see there was volatility expansion to the downside, to the dark side, as of Saturday afternoon. Really big move, apparently liquidated tons of positions, and then a very impressive bounce, which, depending on where this 4 hour closes with half an hour left to go, may or may not be above the midpoint of Bollinger Band. So, you can't continue with volatility expansion if the price closes above the midpoint of Bollinger Band. Why not? Well, because by definition, then it's more of a consolidation move. And Bitcoin could move all the way back up to 105 without any volatility expansion and actually contraction. So we'll see what happens. Another half hour to go on this 4-hour candle. But dare I say, this looks like the move to the downside is probably mostly done. Yeah, if you want a bit more flesh on the bone now, if you take a Fibonacci retracement from the top of this move, somewhere around there, remember these aren't completely accurate. Fibonacci retracement, try that one again. Oh man, Mike, there's something going on. Let's try it. No, it's not working. Anyway, so yeah, Bitcoin's reclaimed most of the. Let's try this again, shall we? Fibonacci from the top to the bottom. Here we go. So you can see it's reclaimed the 0.5, reclaimed the 382, reclaimed the 0.5. It's hovering around the 0.618. Okay. So it could turn around from here and continue trending to the downside on the 4-hour, and that may become the case. It just doesn't look like that at the moment. And as long as Bitcoin remains above 100K, which is the midpoint of Bollinger Band, I think it's probably more consolidation, more boring price actions trying to annoy everyone, and then we'll see, and then we'll come back to it. From a momentum point of view, you can see that the 4-hour has turned up and will continue to be green, but to the downside, as long as Bitcoin's above 96.5. So a bit of a buffer on that one. But for me, really, it's down to the date. What am I doing? It's down to the date. Oh, look, CME gap. Looks like it's filling that up. You can see on the daily time frame that for a bit more security, I think Bitcoin needs to close a daily back above 102.5. Whether or not that happens today or tomorrow, only time will tell. But the long and short of it is sideways price action. All right, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please like and subscribe and join me next time for more Bitcoin price action analysis, hopefully with a chart that behaves itself. Thank you and goodbye.